Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. A new red alert is echoing through Tel Aviv tonight. Israel's top defense officials are sounding the alarm because Iran's hypersonic missile program is no longer a secret. And this time, it's reportedly being backed by China. Across classified intelligence circles, the fear is spreading fast. Israel SF-35 Adir jets, the pride of its air force, might no longer be untouchable. According to multiple reports from regional intelligence networks, Iran has begun testing a new wave of hypersonic glide missiles, weapons that travel more than 10 times the speed of sound, twisting and diving in unpredictable patterns that make them nearly impossible to intercept. And behind this technological leap, Beijing's shadow. Chinese defense researchers, according to leaked data, have allegedly provided Iran with advanced aerodynamics modeling, heat-resistant material technology, and navigation algorithms, all essential components for developing reliable hypersonic systems. These aren't mere rumors. Western intelligence agencies have been tracking data transfers between Chinese labs and Iranian defense networks for months. For Israel, this development changes everything. For decades, Israel's strategy was simple: maintain air dominance through cutting-edge technology. The F-35I Adir, a customized version of the American stealth jet, represents that dominance, invisible to radar, lightning fast, capable of precision strikes deep inside enemy territory. But hypersonic missiles, they move in a completely different dimension of warfare. While most ballistic missiles fly in predictable arcs, hypersonic weapons glide and weave at tremendous speeds. Mach 10 and above. That's more than 12,000 kilometers per hour. By the time radar detects them, it's already too late. And now, for the first time, Iran claims to have built one. Statron, Iranian media, proudly announced that their new missile can reach speeds and trajectories that no defense system in the world can stop. Whether that is true or exaggerated propaganda is still up for debate. But recent satellite images from the western Iranian desert show telltale scorch marks, underground silos, and thermal signatures matching hypersonic test launches. Western intelligence sources now believe Iran conducted at least 2 successful test flights over the past month. The targets were Mach military bases in central Iran, and both were reportedly hit within seconds, from a distance of over 1,000 kilometers. This is the nightmare scenario for Israel, because if Iran can deploy even a handful of these missiles, they could threaten Israeli command centers, nuclear facilities, or air bases before Israel's F-35s even take off. The U.S. Pentagon, closely monitoring the situation, has called this a game-changing moment, warning that hypersonics backed by Chinese engineering could destabilize the entire Middle East. Meanwhile, in Israel, the defense establishment has gone into high gear. Fighter squadrons have been placed on alert. Radar systems like the Green Pine and Arrow 3 are being recalibrated to track high velocity. And in a top-secret airbase in southern Israel, pilots are reportedly undergoing simulated intercept drills against hypersonic threats, using AI-assisted training models designed with data from U.S. Air Force research. But even with all that preparation, the question remains: can the F-35 really stop a hypersonic missile? Technically, the F-35 isn't built for interception. It's an offensive, stealth, multi-role aircraft designed to strike, not to defend. While it can detect missile launches and share targeting data with Israel's missile defense network, it can't chase a weapon moving faster than Mach 10. Instead, its role might shift from hunter to coordinator, using its sensors to relay early warnings to ground-based systems like David's Sling or the Arrow 3. But here's the terrifying catch. Even though systems may not be fast enough, according to experts, Israel's Iron Dome and Arrow networks are optimized for ballistic and cruise missile threats, not hypersonics. The radar reaction time required for hypersonic interception is measured in milliseconds. The missile's unpredictable flight path confuses predictive algorithms, meaning even the most advanced systems have a high chance of missing. That is why defense analysts now say Israel may need a completely new generation of counter-hypersonic technology, something that doesn't yet exist. Meanwhile, Iran's confidence is growing. Tehran has openly warned that its new arsenal is designed to neutralize Western air superiority. And by aligning more closely with China, Iran is gaining access to technologies that were once unreachable under sanctions from advanced composites and heat shields to AI-based guidance systems. Beijing, for its part, has denied any direct military cooperation with Iran. But satellite data and leaked trade manifests suggest otherwise, including shipments of dual-use materials and specialized control software that align perfectly with hypersonic development. This deepening military-technical relationship between China and Iran has set off alarm bells in Washington. U.S. intelligence calls it a shadow alliance, one that could reshape the global balance of power, not just in the Middle East, but worldwide. In response, Washington has increased defense coordination with Israel, expanding data-sharing agreements on missile tracking and electronic warfare. The U.S. Space Force has even rerouted part of its early warning satellite network to monitor Iranian airspace. Still, many military insiders warn the gap is closing fast. Iran is no longer years behind, it's months, and with Chinese assistance, it could soon possess a hypersonic arsenal powerful enough to deter even preemptive Israeli air. In Sidi, Israel public concern is growing. Television networks are airing footage of F-35 squadrons on standby, while analysts debate whether the country should invest in next-generation laser interception systems or build underground shelters for strategic infrastructure. The Israeli government remains tight, issuing only a brief statement. Israel's defense capabilities evolve continuously to meet all emerging threats, but behind closed doors, officios. No, this is a turning point. For years, Israel relied on qualitative superiority. Better technology, better pilots, better intelligence. Now, Iran's partnership with China threatens that edge. And it's not just about missiles. Sources inside Israeli intelligence suggest the cooperation could extend to AI-assisted drone warfare, cyber defense integration, and space-based surveillance. All areas where China has made major advancements. So what happens next? If Israel believes Iran's hypersonic program is nearing operational readiness, it might consider a preemptive strike, a move similar to the 1981 attack on Iraq, a Sirak reactor, or the 2007 raid on Syria's nuclear site. But this time, the stakes are far higher. Any strike on Iranian soil could trigger retaliation, not just from Tehran, but from its regional proxies, Hezbollah, the Houthis, and militias across Iraq and Syria. And if China is truly involved, the geopolitical fallout could extend far beyond the Middle East. Beijing might not respond militarily, but diplomatically, isolating Israel and reshaping trade alliances. Analysts in Washington and London are already calling this a new missile crisis, a confrontation reminiscent of the Cold War, only this time centered in the Middle East, powered by hypersonic speed and AI intelligence. The balance of power is shifting faster than ever before. If Israel's F-35s and missile shields can't adapt in time, the entire concept of air superiority, the foundation of Israeli defense, could collapse overnight. In the words of one retired Israeli Air Force commander, speed is no longer an advantage. It's a weapon. And Iran just got faster. The coming months will be critical. The world will be watching how Israel, the US, and their allies respond, and whether diplomacy, deterrence, or desperation defines the next move. Because one miscalculation, one launch, one false alarm could ignite a chain reaction that changes the Middle East forever. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.